So after yesterday's training camp, when we had that crazy, scary collision where T. Higgins was going against Cam Taylor-Britt, the ball was overthrown, but Nick Scott was running across the field trying to make the play on the ball, ended up hurtling into T. Higgins and Cam Taylor-Britt, falling on both of them. Very scary situation, but after practice, T. Higgins spoke about that situation and spoke about throughout training camp why he has been limited throughout training camp. He also talks about the preseason and he actually wants to play in the preseason. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, Cincinnati fans watching Monday's practice took a collective gasp when Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins lingered on the grass following a collision at the end of a play during 11-11 drills. And again, he did limp, not too bad, but definitely noticeably he was limping. When Higgins, 24, got to his feet on a wet and rainy day in downtown Cincinnati, the crowd cheered as he went back to the huddle. Throughout the camp, Higgins has been limited in various capacities. After practice, Higgins said the tumble left him unscathed. Unscathed? Unscathed. But protecting himself has played a role in his practice participation ahead of the upcoming season. Just precautionary things, Higgins said after being limited. Just out here talking to coach Troy Walters and going back and forth. Being able to take some team reps off, just do individual and stuff like that. But actually getting back in there, being in there with the guys feels good. The fourth-year player out of Clemson is entering the final year of his rookie contract. Higgins has been seeking a contract extension. Higgins did not specify the need for protection when asked about it on Monday, but said he is eager to potentially get some reps in one of the team's final two preseason games. Definitely to protect myself, Higgins said when asked about the taking precautions, but I definitely want to play at the end of the day. Earlier on Monday, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor was asked about Higgins' lack of participation during team drills in Cincinnati Bengals' joint practice against Green Bay Packers last week. Taylor dismissed the notion that Higgins has been injured. He's doing great, Taylor said. Higgins has dealt with various soft tissue injuries throughout his career. In 2020, his rookie season, Higgins had a hamstring injury that hampered him in the first training camp. Last year, he had a hamstring injury midseason that forced him to miss nearly the entirety of the Cincinnati Bengals' Week 14 win over Cleveland. After dealing with a hamstring injury in the weeks leading up to that game, Higgins snuck onto the field for a team's opening play and didn't take another snap the rest of the game. Higgins has been eager to get snaps throughout training camp, even if it's limited at times. That includes being on the team's practice field in the rain on Monday. Every rep is valuable, Higgins said, especially in the rain, because you never know when you're going to get a rainy day. That's actually even worse than that the one time he actually does do team reps, he literally collides with Nick Scott and Cam Taylor-Britt and doesn't injure himself, but definitely risk himself getting injured. And also, that's another thing. This is like another player who, apparently was injured or had some injury. Like Jordan Battle, I had no idea Jordan Battle had a hamstring injury and that he was nursing, and that's why he was not playing any in training camp. It's like those type of situations. I feel like, especially with the Bengals, especially with not just the Bengals, but any NFL team, they like to be very tight-lipped about those type of things, right? Especially when it comes to a star player, they don't like to put that out there. And again, as long as it's not serious, I guess in reality's sake, there's really no reason to put that out there, right? At the end of the day, it is that player's responsibility, that player's information that only they should really know, and they should share if they want to share, right? But at the end of the day, you know how it is with football. Whenever someone goes down with anything, we find out within milliseconds. But this is, again, the second player that was like, oh, wait, what? Because when Lou talked about it, how Jordan Battle, he finally got his feet under him, and he's been dealing with the hamstring injury all offseason. I completely blindsided. And completely blindsided by this one, too. I did not know T was actually injured. And I did not know this whole offseason that's why he's been limited. I thought the reason why he was limited mainly was because of the fact that, they don't need to put him out there when they don't need him. At the end of the day, he is a star receiver. He's the top 10 receiver in the NFL. And it's kind of like that kind of Joe Burrow-esque type of angle where it's like, if he wants to practice, he'll practice. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And it's not like he needs to get to that top level for the regular season. He can be just fine and be a top level player without having to go out there and put up every single practice in team drills. Now, of course, you do want to do that, as T said himself, that, you want to be out there with your guys, you want to be making plays, you want to, kind of get in that rhythm. So, again, as it very much shows, T is trying to do that. Which is kind of funny because a lot of like different reports early on was, well, the reason why he's not out there and he's limited is because he wants a contract. And again, another thing making it about money by the media. It is what it is, though. At the end of the day, though, I would be heavily surprised if he does not at least play one snap in preseason. Again, Zach Taylor is not Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis played the Bengals starters a lot in preseason. Zach Taylor is not like that. But I would like to see at least one drive with maybe, obviously not Burrow out there, but maybe Trevor Siemian or Jake Browning with Chase and Higgins. I just want to see one drive because I'm telling you right now, they're probably going to maul somebody and absolutely destroy a defense. And also probably get someone cut off a roster. Let's be honest. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.